Imagine your coworker made a comment at you that felt like a personal dig. Does that make you upset? Does that make you question your relationship with them or their opinion about you? And have there been times where you've reacted in a way that you've only later regretted simply because you misunderstood what they said, or simply because they did not mean to say what they did, or they could not form up words to express what they exactly feeling? Or have there been times where your best friend and yourself, you've been messaging each other, writing to each other continuously, but all of a sudden they have not replied to you for a day or two, and you're left there wondering whether they don't take you that seriously anymore. And then you've reacted in a way that you again regretted. So, what's your immediate reaction in these circumstances, in these situations? Is it anger? Is it feeling disrespected? Is it feeling annoyed? What is your reaction? And obviously, sometimes we don't have full control over the way we react. So, we have ended up reacting in a way that we do not want and later regret, isn't it? So, what if I told you there is a simple tool that would reduce your stress, improve your relationships, and make you a happier person? That tool is simply called giving the benefit of doubt. So, what does it mean to give someone the benefit of doubt? The simplest way that I can describe it is that to take someone's actions or words as positively as you can when you find it the hardest to. Or it simply means to choose the most generous possible interpretations of someone's actions or words when their intention is not clear. It's not about being naive or ignoring the red flags. It's simply to wait and hold your judgment until you know exactly what they mean, or until they are able to exactly explain what their intention is. We put it that way. It seems like a very simple skill. It seems like something everyone would have, but guess what? No. Not everyone, in fact, nobody can master this skill. You cannot always give someone the benefit of doubt all the time. It's not something a person would always be able to do, right? But why? When I describe it that way, it makes so much more sense, and we're probably thinking to ourselves, "I said this seems simple. Why can't I? Why can't I do it easily?" But that is because our brains are designed in a way that we spot threats for survival. If you've noticed, us as human beings, we often expect the worst in situations. We often assume the worst as a defense mechanism. For example, if you've had a bad experience with somebody, if they've been rude to you, if they have made you feel uncomfortable, the next encounter you have with them, you would always expect the worst from them. You wouldn't expect them to be nice to you. You're simply going to expect them to be the same way they were with you before, just to make sure that you are aware. The brain is just making sure that you are aware that they might hurt you again. That is a type of defense mechanism. Your brain is making sure that you are ready for the negativity that you are going to face. Another way I can describe it is when someone else messes up, when someone else has done something wrong, we often attribute it to their character. If they've not completed a task that was assigned to them, we often end up calling them lazy, or they are not skilled or not talented enough to be able to do that job. However, when we mess up, when we are at fault, we often attribute it to our circumstances. For example, oh, I could not do that task because I was not given enough information, or I couldn't do that task because I did not have enough time. Like, sometimes it feels good to be right and to be the wronged party. It validates our own feelings when we describe to people how we have been wronged, how bad things have happened to us. We have done nothing wrong, but bad things have happened to us. If you've noticed, we often sometimes end up sharing something with someone else and talking to them about how we've been wronged, and the way we express our emotions in that situation is more strong compared to when we want to talk about the times that we have wronged someone else. We often sometimes slide in sentences and words that would make us feel like it was not our intention, but the circumstances made us do it. If we think about it deeply, when we do this, we are actually giving ourselves the benefit of doubt, or rather, we are explaining our circumstances to someone else so that they give us the benefit of doubt. If we think about it deeply, that is what we often do. So why not? Why don't we give someone else the benefit of doubt? If we can expect someone else to give us the benefit of doubt, why can't we do it to the other person? Now you've decided to start, looking at looking at people's reactions or words or actions with a different perspective. You now want to give them a benefit of doubt. But what's in it for you? What are the benefits of giving someone else the benefit of doubt? Number one, and this is my personal favorite, which is it reduces your anxiety and stress for your own mental health. So when you take someone else's words positively, you are helping yourself. You are helping yourself and working on your mental health indirectly. How? So if someone tells you something like, "Oh my God, I loved your food the other day. However, there was too much salt in it." So there's two ways of perceiving this thing they've said. Number one is getting offended and thinking about how many times they've invited you over to dinner, and you've felt something's wrong with their food, but you've not once mentioned it to them. And you've been so patient and so kind, and you've been so welcoming. You've invited them home and you've made their favorite dish, and they've still had the audacity to complain about the food you've made. That's one way you can look at it. And the other, which is when you want to give them a benefit of doubt, what you're doing is you simply taking it positively. And how is that? You can think that this person actually cares about me. He or she, they care about, my reputation in front of others. If they did not care about me, they probably would have never mentioned about the my faults, as in there was too much salt in my food. So if I'd prepared the same dish for someone else and done it the same way, then it probably would have affected my reputation, because the food that I made was not good enough. So this person is actually helping me to improve my improve the way I prepare my food for the next guests that come in, or the next time I make this special dish. This is a positive way. This is a way that you can take it positively. So the first way, where you get offended and you think about how you've been patient when they've invited you over and everything, and then now they're complaining about your food. In that situation, you are going to overthink about every other scenario where you've been extremely patient with them and they've often come up with complaints, or they've shown how unhappy they were, or they've often pinpointed your faults and made you feel like you're not good enough. You will start overthinking, and their perspective in your mind will completely change. And the next encounter you have with them, every encounter you have with them afterwards, will just get worse and worse. However, if you take it positively, or if you give them the benefit of doubt, you're only improving your relationship with them. because there will be an exchange of good energy between you two. If you've taken it positively, you would thank them. You would tell them, oh my God, thank you for thank you for giving me a feedback. Now this will help me to improve this dish, the way I make this dish next time, to make it in a better way. So thank you so much. And then probably they would remember a time where you helped them, and they would then remind you and say, oh, come on, you've been so nice to me. You've often given me amazing advice. So obviously I'm going to be there for you all the time. Or, for example, if they actually did mean it negatively, or that they just wanted to taunt you, then if they see the positivity that comes out of you, they probably would change their perspective and they'd stop doing that in the future. And again, that would improve your relationship. In turn, you would not overthink about every other scenario that you've had with them, or every other time you meet them, that would not negatively impact your mental health. So in turn, your mental health is so much better when you take things positively compared to when you take it negatively. And the second is your relationship with people. Your bonds will improve. People will start looking up to you as someone they can rely on. They will start looking at you as someone who's honest, who believes in positive feedback, who takes things positively, and who they can be completely honest and real with. And relationship will improve in a sense where people will not think twice before sharing something with you, which will also help in you becoming a better version of yourself, because sometimes we can't see what people see, and when they give us a feedback or their opinion about something regarding our dressing or our food or our habits, then we learn from it and we avoid or make it better the next time. So it in turn is also improving yourself. So it improves your relationship with other people and your relationship with yourself. Third way it will help you is that your reputation among people. They're going to start looking at you as an intelligent person, an emotionally intelligent person, an understanding person. They will look at you with more respect, because they now know that when you are giving someone else a benefit of doubt, when you are understanding them instead of misunderstanding their actions or words, you are giving them a chance. And when you give someone a chance, they respect you more. And they know that people who give others a chance, or people who are patient, people who wait to hear out, respect themselves, and that makes them respect you more. And the last and another most favorite benefit of this tool of giving someone else a benefit of doubt is that you feel powerful. Yeah, and how is that? So when someone behaves in a way that you don't like and is disrespectful, that situation, where it heads to, all of that completely depends on your reaction. So if you overreact and get a bit aggressive and get upset and angry, that will give them a chance to find out what your weakness is. So the next time they want to trigger you, or they want to bring the worst out of you, they will use the same thing they did previously. But when you don't react in the way that they are expecting you to, it gives you power to control the situation, right? To confuse them and to make them feel like whatever they do, it's not going to impact you, because you will simply take everything positively no matter what. If they tell you you're not good enough, you will thank them for enlightening you. If they tell you that you are not a good person, you will thank them and tell them that, oh my God, thank you. I'm so glad that you're my friend now that I can improve the way I am. And they're just going to be confused. And what will eventually happen is they will start respecting you, and you will have more power over them. As in, they will not think about upsetting you or wanting to trigger you the next time. Simply, they will simply hand everything over to you, as in give you all of the power um, to lead the conversation, or to basically eventually make all of the decisions in your relationship or in your bond. And yeah, because they trust you, they're going to trust you, because if you are nice to yourself, they will trust that you would be nice to them as well. So we have to remember the way that people react when people are being impatient, when people are being rude to you, when they're making you feel uncomfortable. It often comes from their own insecurities. So when we are nice to ourselves, when we respect ourselves, they will trust us to respect them. And in those situations, their insecurities will disappear, which will then lead to them actually respecting you and not using these tactics to trigger you to cover their insecurities. So now we've understood what actually giving the benefit of doubt means, and the powerful benefits of giving someone a benefit of doubt. But how do you actually do it? How do you actually apply that in your life? So, when someone behaves a certain way you don't like, where the choice of words is not very helpful to keep the conversation going or to make you feel comfortable, then what do you do? Example, when someone has passed a negative comment towards you at work, right? Or your friend, they've said, oh, she, or he, they've told you that, oh, you always lazy, you're always late. The human tendency to react to something like that is, oh my God, when am I late? When have I been late? Okay, maybe that one time, but that was because of traffic, that was because of this, that was because of that. That's human tendency, and that is normal. But what we must learn is to give them the benefit of doubt. Why? For our own benefit, number one. So how would you react if someone says, oh, you're always late? Pause. Pause for a second. Give yourself 3 seconds. Someone just said, oh, you're always late. Pause. 1, 2, 3. But after that, look at them and politely either smile or, make them feel like that has not impacted you. But when you're doing that, play the maybe game in your mind. So now what is the maybe game? It is when you are thinking about what if. So maybe this person did not mean what they said, or maybe they've just regretted what they said, or maybe they are thinking about something else which has made them say this, or maybe they're just having a bad day and they feel like this was a good time to probably vent things out, or maybe they want to share about some scenario that's stuck in their head, and maybe by saying that I'm late, it is easier for them to say it. Once you've done that in your mind, your choice of words will automatically become mature. So once you've done that, instead of asking them questions like, when have I been late? When have you noticed me being late? You would pause and react in a way that would make them feel like it has not impacted you. You could say things like, oh, really? And just brush it off and just make it look like it's a joke. And when it's a joke, it's not true. So when they say you're late, you're always late, if you laugh it off, you're not taking it seriously, which means you disagree and it is just a joke. And that is only possible if you give yourself a 3-minute pause where you are thinking, are you playing the maybe game in your mind? Also consider things like they're probably going through something in their life. They're probably not understanding the words that are coming out of their mouth. They probably, sometimes when we are focused on other thoughts, we don't realize the things that we say. That happens to all of us. In that way, we can apply this tool of giving someone the benefit of doubt. But giving someone a benefit of doubt that does not always have to be a case. Sometimes you have to put an end and stop to someone's behavior that you are not willing to accept. This is not the case where you have been experiencing repeated patterns and someone behaving in a way that you don't feel comfortable. If someone is constantly being rude with you, or constantly taunting you, or if there's toxic behavior, don't give them a benefit of doubt. Just put an end to their toxicity. Don't entertain them by taking their words or actions positively. That will neither help them or you. The difference is a one-time offense versus a recurring pattern. If it is a one-time thing, you give them a benefit of doubt. But if they want to trigger you again and again, that is a recurring pattern. That behavior you have to put an end to by letting them know that you are not going to entertain this behavior anymore. You have to set boundaries in such circumstances for them to not repeat it with you or anyone else again. So by saying that, this is the end of the video. What we discussed about is the importance of giving the benefit of doubt to others, to protect your own peace, to improve your relationships, to become a happier person, to stay positive, and to become more understanding, to protect, like I said, to protect your own peace and to improve your own mental health, to reduce anxiety and stress in your life, and to overall be a content person. It is important that we give the benefit of doubt to people because I personally believe deep down inside, we are all good people, and it is our own insecurities which have been caused because of some sort of trauma or some experiences we've had that makes us do certain things that make us look like bad people. I believe we are all good people deep down, and by bringing such habits into our life, by taking things positively, we can soften each other's hearts. We can make them feel comfortable and welcomed into our life, into our heart, by forgiving them, by being more understanding and being more mature, by working on our emotional intelligence, by respecting ourselves and respecting them, and by respecting ourselves and by giving them the benefit of doubt. We are actually teaching them to respect themselves and others around them. So we have to remember, not everyone has the knowledge about things. Not everyone knows what good behavior and bad behavior is, and sometimes that's because of their surroundings or where they have grown up and who they sit with. It's not because of the kind of person they are. So by showcasing these skills, these habits, and being generous, we can change their hearts, we can soften their hearts, and be nice to each other. So this week, I challenge you to give someone the benefit of doubt in one situation where you would normally get upset. I challenge you to do that. I challenge myself as well to give someone the benefit of doubt in that one situation that I normally get upset in. Let's do this and see how we are able to bring this wonderful, beautiful habit into our life and spread this beautiful habit among the people around us. Also, you can tell me a time where someone else has given you the benefit of doubt and how it helped you. If you can think of any situation as such, you can tell me in the comments below. Yeah, thank you so much for listening to me today. And yeah, so see you in the next video next Monday. And thanks again. Bye Bye bye. Assalamu alaikum.